I'm Dr. Megan, the Prednisone Pharmacist, and today I have a special interview for you. I have Chef Sheila, the Spasmatic Chef. She is a professional chef and she has to take prednisone to cope with her asthma. We are so lucky because she also has a YouTube channel with amazing, delicious, delectable foods on there that she has designed for people taking steroids. So I have the opportunity to interview her today about what she thinks about food and cravings and all of the food related questions that we face when we're on prednisone. So first of all, Sheila, what is your prednisone story? How long have you been taking it? What has your experience been like? What's your highest dose, your lowest dose, so the people can see how similar their experience might be to yours?
Wow, that's really, really a loaded question
Okay,
and
for
a
like
loaded
2 minutes.
story. I gotcha. Well, first of all, thank you for doing this and thank you for the wonderful introduction. And I'm so excited to be able to do this with you. So thank you very much. So my story is I'm a lifelong severe asthmatic. I've had a couple different kinds of infections that happen when you take steroids because your immune system gets really tanked, as you know. And oh my gosh, my highest dose is, if you've ever had an asthma attack or been in the hospital, they give you about 120 every 4 hours. And that is a loaded dose. I mean, and that goes for about 4 or 5 days sometimes.
Oh my,
So you talk about getting that crazy steroid mania, that happens. So I'd say that's probably around the highest dose is the 120 every 4 hours. The lowest dose, I have a problem with absorption, so I think my lowest dose has been 32 milligrams, which is still a very high dose.
that is way high.
Yeah, it is, and I have the side effects to prove it. The steroids are a blessing and a curse for sure. Um, and so, what was the other
And
question?
how long have you been on it?
So I've been a lifelong asthmatic, and I think I got put on steroids when I was about 17. And then I was on and off steroids because I was incorrectly diagnosed as an emphysema patient, which is crazy. I ended up moving from Philadelphia to National Jewish here in Colorado to get a proper treatment and a proper diagnosis. So it was quite a journey getting to where I'm at. A lot of misinformation on the way, but a ton of steroids because everybody gives you steroids for everything. So it's been difficult, but had to deal with it and learned and kept working, was able to work throughout. And so it was a journey, definitely. And so how I got in, I've always been a chef. I started being a chef when I was about 18. I worked in Marriott hotels all over the United States. And then I worked as a chef for a college here in Colorado. As a professional chef, I oversaw the entire school and all of our outlets. And my health kind of declined because the hours are long and it's very difficult. So I stepped back and I started doing some different things. And I love the YouTube. It's so much fun. And I love sharing the information. I love being able to teach people on the different things they can eat.
Awesome. I'm so excited to find out more. So, when you're on high doses of prednisone, what is your go-to snack?
Oh, that is a great, great. So sweets are my thing, and I love sweets, but knowing that the steroids, that I call it the steroid monsters, are in your head, they're not telling you the best information. So my go-to snacks are usually fruits. I try to keep it to strawberries, bananas, and I try to have blueberries. Biggest tip ever, get yourself the biggest box of blueberries you can and keep it with you so you can just snack on those. Because I don't know what happens to your brain, but you feel like you need to eat constantly. And so those blueberries really help. Gum, blueberries, lifesavers, anything that has low calorie and you can just eat a lot of.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, the fruits are important.
Fruits are way important. So that kind of leads me to the next question, which is, what do you think is the number one best food to eat while you're on prednisone?
Oh, wow. So on prednisone, I guess it depends on what your dose is because you're trying to avoid fats, oils, sugars. Um, so my favorite food is going to be, I'm a vegetarian as well, so I'm going to have something with nuts. I like peanuts, I like peanut butters, high protein, as much protein as I can get when I'm on really high doses of steroids. Lower doses, I think I eat more eggs and very clean though. So I try to make it a very protein rich diet
Mm-hmm.
because your muscles are breaking down from the steroids, you're having all of these different side effects. And if you're eating sugars, you're going to have your sugars going up and down. Um, it's really important to have a high protein diet. So my favorites are going to be peanuts, nuts, anything with peanut butter, stuff like that.
I love that. So it's really something high protein. I like that.
Absolutely. And
Great.
mindfulness, thinking about that, making sure that you're doing that. It's very important.
Yes. Mindfulness is so key. Okay. What do you think is the number one food to avoid while on prednisone? You kind of hinted at it, but something.
Sugar would probably be my number one. You crave the sugar, you want the sugar, but sugar is so bad for you because you start getting the diabetes symptoms and your sugars go up and down and then you really start having a lot of trouble. So I think I would try to avoid sugars like granulated sugar and all the different kinds of sugars. Fruit, there is sugar in fruit, but if you're going to have something naughty, I think fruit is the one thing you could have.
Yeah. And the fruit comes with fiber and all the other nutrients. So it kind of balances
And
it out, right?
vitamins. Yeah, absolutely. Just,
Yeah.
I guess, not indulging too much.
Yeah. Refined sugars are definitely the worst, I think, too. So then, based on that, what do you think is the ideal diet strategy for people on prednisone? You said that you're vegetarian, so what do you think?
So that's a really good question. I'm not a vegetarian because of the steroids. I'm a vegetarian because I'm a chef. And I have worked with all kinds of meats and I don't want to ingest those. So the best diet, I think, did you say the best diet? Is that what you
Well,
said?
just like the best strategy
The,
for eating, the best diet, whatever you want to
so,
call it, how to eat while you're on prednisone.
so the best strategy is to plan your meals out.
Ooh.
That is to me the very best strategy, especially if you know you're getting sick and you still have your energy and you're still okay. I usually set myself up a plan for success. If I know I'm going to end up in the hospital and I know that I'm going to end up on high doses of steroids, I start planning my meals then. So I might have like a smoothie package that I put together with fruits and bananas and have that in the freezer. So when I get home, I don't have to struggle with making food or anything. I might have some soups that I prepared, put them in the freezer. So then I have things that are real easy to do. So I
Mhm.
think planning and making sure that you're not using a lot of oils or pre-made foods, that is so bad for you because it has the high salts and it's just not a good way to go when you're taking a lot of steroids.
I totally agree with that. Oh man. So this is a direct quote from somebody's post on Facebook. They said, "How do you curb your appetite while on prednisone? I'm literally living out of my pantry." So what's your tip?
Oh my gosh, I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
And again, I would say planning. You have to plan, but here's my number one thing. Get rid of the junk in your house because you will eat it. You don't have the willpower when you are on high doses of steroids. So the only way that I have found that I can control myself a lot of times is I will just throw away cookies, crackers, any of that stuff, and then I'll put a lot of fruits and vegetables and be forced. The other thing, and this is a little snacky thing that helps, get a big box of really good cereal. It sounds silly, but I'm telling you, if it's like Cheerios or something that doesn't have a lot of sugar, make sure it's healthy. Something you can keep putting in your mouth that has low calorie, low sugar, fiber in it, that will help with your appetite. That, you know, you can just keep on eating and you're not going to have all the side effects of huge calories and all that. Because really, you just want something in your mouth. Is really what it comes down to. You just want to put things in your mouth. And so I think a big box of good cereal is a huge, huge help.
I heard from one guy once, he's like, I actually ate an entire box of cereal in the middle of the night when I couldn't sleep. So maybe several boxes.
Well, I definitely can understand that, especially when you really have got the munchies. I mean, you just can't. It's hard.
It's
But
so hard.
another thing you can do though that I find is very helpful is to drink a lot of water. And people say that, but I've also got a little trick that helps me is I put a little bit of honey in the water or a little bit of sugar in the water, not much, just a little. And that actually helps quite a bit. Also gum, chewing gum helps because
Just
you've got
something
something
in
in
your
your mouth.
mouth.
Yeah, it helps quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh, those are great tips. So then my final question is, what do you suggest to people who feel stuck since they are taking prednisone? Because they're so sick they can't get out of bed. Like they're taking prednisone and they're so sick they can't be in the kitchen cooking. So what do they do? I mean, prepared
Right.
foods aren't the best because they're high sodium. So what do you suggest?
Well, you know, that is a really good question. And that's where I revert back to the saying of if it's from the tree, if it's from the root, if it's from the ground. So what I mean by that is eat as much raw, as much, as many things raw as you can that you don't have to do any kind of prep. Eat carrots, apples, anything you can just, you know, comes from a garden that you can just wash off and eat. That's and that doesn't always work for everybody, but that's one way that you can help yourself and not have to put a lot of energy. You know, the other thing that's been very helpful is the way the stores are delivering.
Yeah.
That is a huge help. So you can go and you can look at all the produce and you can look at all the different things and you can build yourself a super healthy menu and have it delivered to you. And so that's, you know, and if you're wanting to spend money, there is the Fresh and Lean company. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Not.
It is incredible. They put together, I do the vegan, and they put together like a tofu, a rice, and some excellent vegetables. And it's low sodium, low oil. It's made for just popping in the microwave. So that's another really good way to take care of yourself. You know, and then there's always soup. You can always do soup, low calorie soup, and watch the sodium.
Watch the sodium. For sure.
Yeah, because gets anything that's easy that you buy a lot of times has a lot of sodium, and I think people forget that because what they're doing is they're looking for the sugar, but then they sneak in all the sodium and then you have other problems.
I
So
couldn't agree more. I could
yeah,
not
those are
agree
some of
more.
my tips.
Those are amazing tips. I love it. This has been so incredibly helpful. I think everybody who's watching this should go check out Chef Sheila, the Spasmatic Chef, her YouTube channel. She's got way more great information on there. This was just a taste, just a bite, just a
Very
sampling
funny.
of what you can find over on her YouTube channel. And not only that, but she has a cookbook. You can do this at home. So you want to tell us about your cookbook?
Oh wow, thank you so much. Yeah, I have I'm so hungry and I'm still hungry. So I actually have two books.
I'm so
The
hungry and I'm still hungry. Love
because
it.
when you take steroids, you never stop being hungry. You
It's
just
true.
continually are hungry. So in the second book that came out, it's a colored version. I think it has a lot of fruits and vegetables, very easy recipes. So if you aren't feeling well, there's a couple challenging ones, but not all of them are, super easy. Not all of them are super hard, depending on what you want to do. So yeah, I think and it's got a little story in there, and it gives you tips and tricks on what you can do when you're taking steroids. So hopefully, if you guys go out and get it, you enjoy it, and it's very helpful. And with the YouTube channel, you can always ask me questions in the comment box.
Yeah, because you're the one. It's you. You're the one on that YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you can find her cookbook on Amazon. So
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
check it out
I'm
there.
still hungry.
I'm still hungry is on Amazon. I checked it. I
Yeah.
looked awesome. So
I'll
thanks
have to send you a copy.
yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to try your recipes. Those look fantastic. And the pictures. Ooh, I can't wait. So thanks everybody for watching today. Go check out Chef Sheila, the Spasmatic Chef, both on Amazon and on YouTube. Signing off is Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist.
Bye-bye.